Good morning and welcome to new graduate student virtual orientation. I'm Jill Huerta, Executive Director of the Center for Graduate Life, and I'd like to share the agenda for our short program with you. For the first part, you'll hear messages from our new Chancellor, the Dean of the Graduate School, the Associate Dean, and me. We'll give you some tips and helpful advice for beginning your graduate school journey on the right foot. For the second part, we'll shift to the student perspective with a panel of current students who will share their experiences and answer your questions. You can use the chat function to send in your questions at any time during the program. We hope you enjoy it.
Good morning, graduate students, and welcome. I'm Chancellor Gaber, and like you, I'm new and just started as the Chancellor of UNC Charlotte several weeks ago. As I reach out to you virtually, I'm aware that we both are embarking on our journeys during a different kind of year, one filled with unique challenges and opportunities. The road ahead may not always be easy, but I know that the same sense of compassion, innovation, and resilience that drew me to UNC Charlotte will allow us to overcome obstacles and thrive. I'm proud to become a part of this community, and I hope you are too. I'm looking forward to connecting with graduate students and learning about the work you do, because graduate students form the foundation of all research universities. The groundbreaking research you do in your disciplines, the work you do in our labs, and the teaching you do in the classroom truly make us an urban research institution. As graduate students, you're gaining the skills that will enable you to make a positive difference. And throughout your careers, you will have the chance to make every community and organization with which you engage even better. I encourage you to work hard, think creatively, and reach your highest potential. Know that we're here to support you on your road to success. Again, my sincere congratulations on beginning your graduate school journey. Make the most of it, and now we can all say this together. Go Niners!
Hello, and welcome to the Fall 2020 Orientation for new graduate students. My name is Dean Reynolds. I'm the Dean of the Graduate School at UNC Charlotte, and it is my pleasure to welcome you both to this orientation and to the university. I've been Dean of the Graduate School for 18 years, and we hold this orientation for new students about this time every fall, but we've never had to do it like this before. Clearly, we would much prefer to hold a live program to connect with all of you in person. But unfortunately, given the COVID-19 pandemic, this isn't possible. But it in no way dampens our enthusiasm and excitement that you have decided to continue your higher education in the graduate school at UNC Charlotte. We look forward to a time when we can get together to speak to you personally. We have a program for you that we should find informative and helpful in getting started on your graduate degree. But orientation is not like a vaccination. You'll get a lot of information, but you won't remember it all. Instead, we want to make you aware of what resources are available, and hopefully you'll remember and know where to go when you need help and advice. My remarks will be brief, but I did want to give you a little background about graduate education at UNC Charlotte. We are a young university founded in 1946 as an education center for returning World War II veterans. The center was located at the old Central High School uptown Charlotte, where CPCC is today. In 1949, the state decided to close these centers, but our founder, Bonnie Cohn, persuaded local leaders to help keep the college open. In 1949, the state legislature authorized the formation of Charlotte College as a two-year school. In 1961, the campus moved to our current 1,000-acre location, and in 1965, Charlotte became a 4-year university. While the university is relatively young, the graduate school is even younger. The first graduate degree was offered in 1969, but the graduate school was not established until 1985 with the appointment of the first dean. In 1985, there were fewer than 1,000 graduate students enrolled, and we only offered the master's degree. As such, the university was classified as a master's comprehensive university. In 1994, the graduate school offered our first doctoral degrees with an entering class of 8 students. In 1997, we graduated our first doctoral students. Things have changed since then, and 6 years after that graduation, we were classified as a doctoral research intensive university. Today, the graduate school offers 65 master's degrees, 24 doctoral programs, and a wide range of disciplines and specialties. This fall, we anticipate a record enrollment of over 5,700 graduate students from nearly every state in the Union and from more than 30 countries from Albania to Vietnam. Last year, more than 2,250 graduate degrees were awarded, including 177 doctoral degrees. The university is now designated as North Carolina's Urban Research University, so we are certainly in a growth mode and very proud of what has been accomplished in a very short period of time. As a research university, graduate education is a core function at UNC Charlotte. Great universities may be known for the quality of their undergraduate experience or the exceptional professional programs, but a reputation as an outstanding research university is founded on its emphasis in linking research and education through graduate studies, and its ability to recruit, mentor, support, retain, and ultimately graduate exceptional graduate students. That's why national rankings of research universities are not only based solely on the quality of the research, but also on the quality of graduate programs and the quality of the future leaders, scholars, researchers that are produced. You all are the engine that makes this university run, and we are incredibly glad that you are here. Finally, and with that, I wish you great success in your graduate studies and continued success in all aspects of your life. Welcome to the graduate school at UNC Charlotte.
Hello, I'm Katherine Hall-Hertel, Associate Dean for Graduate Academic and Student Affairs, and I'm delighted to welcome you to UNC Charlotte. No doubt this will be a year to remember. We are all having to revise our expectations. But the challenges didn't stop you from beginning this journey. Obtaining a graduate degree is not an easy or capricious endeavor. Less than 10% of the population earns a master's degree, and far fewer go on to earn a doctorate. If it were easy, everyone would do it. So I applaud your resilience and dedication to your education. I'd like to spend a few minutes talking with you about being successful in graduate school. Your program in college will have programs and services to support you. But if you think of the graduate school as a big umbrella that covers all the graduate programs, you can see how we are well positioned to offer centralized support in areas like writing, teaching, and leadership. We work closely with our university partners to promote resources and services specifically for graduate students. Let me start by highlighting some important policies and resources. You won't be surprised to hear that deadlines are important, especially in graduate school. Courses have time limits, so it's important that you make continual progress toward your degree. UNC Charlotte has deadlines for most things: adding or dropping a class, applying to graduate, and even deadlines for refunds. Be sure to review the academic calendar each semester for deadlines. You can get much of that and more through the student portal, my.uncc.edu. Through the portal, you can access Banner Self-Service, which takes you to registration, grades, and your unofficial transcript. There are links to DegreeWorks, your degree planning tool, which will tell you what requirements you've met and what you still need. You can also find the academic petition link and graduate catalog in the portal. The catalog has all of the policies that govern your degree program. It's not the most exciting read, but certainly worth a few minutes of your time. These are important tools and resources for you, so explore and get familiar with the portal. Now, all of you completed an undergraduate degree, so you know what that experience was like. While you will draw on that, you should know that graduate education is different in several ways. It is more focused and intentional than an undergraduate degree, which is exploratory by design. And there are higher expectations for graduate students. For example, the grading scale in graduate school is A, B, C, and U. There's no D in graduate school. In fact, C grades are not considered satisfactory. You're expected to earn A's and B's. And there are penalties for too many C grades, and even one grade of U, unsatisfactory, can get you suspended. Now, I don't say all of that to scare you, but you need to be prepared to work harder in graduate school to get the grades you need. It isn't enough just to go to class and do the assignments. You are being asked to do higher levels of analysis, critical thinking, and synthesis. Because you have an undergraduate degree, you're expected to understand the importance of academic integrity. UNC Charlotte has an academic integrity policy that covers cheating, plagiarism, and other aspects of academic dishonesty. You can find the full policy under the Office of Legal Affairs on their website, policy number 407. I urge you to read the policy and talk to your advisor if you need clarification. Now, after all, graduate school is an opportunity to pursue your passion. You get to do important research and contribute to a field of knowledge. As graduate students, you're going to be our leaders. We want you to be prepared when you get there, so take advantage of these opportunities. Now, there are aspects of graduate school that are inherently autonomous and even solitary. And that may be even more true this year due to social distancing. You will learn to become an expert in your area, which is exciting and rewarding. But it is really important for you to build a network of support along the way. In many cases, you will need a faculty mentor to help you through your research. And some of you may find that a more advanced student can be a great mentor as well. These are people who can help you clarify expectations, challenge you when needed, and help you navigate the milestones ahead. You have a graduate program director who should be an advisor and a guide. Be sure to connect with these faculty members. They're not your only resources, but certainly important ones. Think of graduate school as a community of scholars where everyone helps each other to thrive. And when you need extra support, UNC Charlotte has staff dedicated to your well-being. So it's important that you take care of your physical and mental health. Take a walk, join a club, pursue a passion, whatever it is, but be sure that you have outlets beyond your academic program. To that end, I invite you to learn more about our unique Center for Graduate Life. We're lucky to have this dedicated center designed to support graduate students. You'll hear more about that shortly. For now, remember that the graduate school is here to support you from admission to graduation. We're here to help you thrive. And welcome to Niner Nation.
Good morning. I'm Jill Huerta, Executive Director of the Center for Graduate Life, and I'm so enthusiastic about welcoming you to the UNC Charlotte graduate community. I know that it's taken a lot of planning and effort to get to this starting point. And now that you're here, you're eager to do all the right things to achieve success. By pursuing a graduate degree, you've decided to make a big investment in yourself. And you'll want to think about optimizing that investment by developing the skills that will make you more successful while you're here, more ready for the careers that await you, and more satisfied with the rewarding life you'll build. Graduate school will enrich you, and the Center for Graduate Life can be a partner in this process. So I'd like to discuss a few different ways that we can help you grow and develop. First, you may be focused on academics, but employers want to see more than just good grades. That's why the Center for Graduate Life, or CGL, offers a full range of professional development workshops and classes to prepare you to land the position you're interested in. I know it's your first day of grad school, and it may seem early to start thinking about your last day, but actually, now is the time to start working on these skills, so you have them when you need them. In fact, our newest program, A to I, will connect you directly with employers in your field to help you build relationships that can create paths to future employment. In addition, we collaborate with the University Career Center to offer workshops on topics such as writing compelling resumes and cover letters, effective interviewing, and even salary negotiation for when your offer comes. We also offer a 12-credit certificate program in workplace competencies that you can complete alongside your academic programs to show employers you've acquired the skills they want from the graduate students they hire. Skills like communication, teamwork, presentation building, project management, and conflict management. We can provide the bridge to successfully transition to your desired career path. As Dr. Hall-Hertel mentioned just a few minutes ago, the expectations for graduate school are significantly higher than for undergraduate programs. A frequent challenge new graduate students encounter, which is critical to their academic success, is the need to improve their written and oral communication skills. We're here to help you with that. Dr. Lisa Russell-Pinson, the CGL's faculty in writing, teaches courses and facilitates workshops on the academic writing process, in addition to providing one-on-one coaching to dissertation writers. We'll also offer workshops on verbal communications, such as public speaking, networking, and delivering a polished research pitch. In addition, the CGL provides a host of opportunities to build your cultural intelligence and learn to collaborate effectively with diverse peers. This is a critical skill in graduate school and beyond. In fact, employers consistently tell us they look to hire employees with the ability to thrive on diverse teams. And there's still more. We offer training on applying for grants, wellness programming on empathy and mindfulness, and social events to help you unwind. In a few minutes, you'll meet the CGL's 7 Graduate Life Fellows. These are 2nd to 5th year graduate students who are here for you to act as your mentors and share their wisdom. I encourage you to reach out to them and the CGL staff anytime you have a question or need help navigating a challenge. Much of our programming and support will be virtual, at least for now, and our team has spent the summer working hard to make our lineup as engaging as possible. Research shows that graduate students who engage, who interact with the community outside of their programs, perform better, graduate more quickly, and are more satisfied with their graduate school experience. So if nothing else convinces you to take a break from academics, that should. You can stay informed about our upcoming events on our website, gradlife.uncc.edu, or through the Grad Student Weekly e-blast that we'll send every Monday. I'd like to circle back to the idea we started with. Graduate school will enrich and transform you, and the CGL can help you leave graduate school as a more skilled, more confident, and more sought-after professional. We very much look forward to helping you make that transformation, and I wish you great success as you start this exciting journey.
Good morning, new graduate students, and welcome to UNC Charlotte. I'm Dr. Aura Young, Assistant Director of the CGL, and although I primarily oversee support of our 1,000 or so doctoral students here, even if you're not a doc student, you're likely to hear from me in your inbox or on social because I'm often promoting the events that we put on in the CGL, and I push out opportunities and resources for graduate students. So for today's panel, we're joined by our 7 Graduate Life Fellows, as well as by Alex Suptila, who is the president of the Graduate and Professional Student Government. They're all going to introduce themselves in a sec. And for all of you at home, we ask that you type any questions that you may have about grad school or grad life into the chat feature, and our panel of experts is going to try to answer as many as possible. So panelists, if you don't mind, I'm going to call on each of you to introduce yourselves. Dylan, do you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, my name is Dylan Turner. I'm in my 2nd year in the Master's in Ethics and Applied Philosophy program, which is housed in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And I'm just excited to get started with this new year with everybody, and I'm here if you have any questions whatsoever.
Thanks, Dylan. Monica, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. I am a 2nd-year PhD student in the Infrastructure and Environmental Systems program. It's an interdisciplinary program that's in the College of Engineering, but I personally am a geologist.
Shreya?
Hey, everybody. I'm Shreya Goyal, and I am a 5th-year PhD student in biology, housed in the College of Liberal Arts and Studies. And I'm originally from India, so shout out to all the Indian people logged on at night looking at us, and hello to everybody.
Nice. Roche, looks like you're next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Roche Ashrafi, and I'm in my 4th year of PhD studies in infrastructures and environmental systems. I'm working in both colleges of engineering and architecture, which I'm thinking it's one of the benefits of doing an interdisciplinary major. I'm also an international student, originally from Iran. And I think some of the international students are still not at the US. So for those of you who are joining us from your home countries, we are looking forward to seeing you here on campus soon to be more in touch.
Thank you. Alex, I think you're next.
Hi, everybody. As I said, my name's Alex. I am a 4th-year PhD student in the biology department. And I'm also the president of the Graduate and Professional Student Government. So as we go further along in this, if there are any questions you have about my role in the graduate school, feel free to ask.
Thanks. Farida?
Hi, everyone. I'm Farida, and I am a 2nd-year PhD student in the Health Services Research Program in the College of Health and Human Services. But I have been a graduate student at UNCC since 2015 because I also got my master's at UNCC. And I am also an international student, originally from Burkina Faso, West Africa. So if there are any international students in the room, feel free to reach out to me if you have specific questions.
Thank you. Devante?
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Niner Nation. My name is Devontae Parker, and I'm a second-year graduate student in the Masters of Education and Leadership program. Representing the Cato College of Education. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I look forward to connecting and engaging with you today about the graduate school experience. I was just in you all's shoes last year, so I definitely know how you all are feeling right now. But I'm here to let you know to relax because UNC Charlotte definitely is going to take care of you.
Thanks, Devontae. And Shannon?
Hello, everyone. My name is Shannon McGevna. I am a second-year master's student in the Communication Studies program, which is in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So I'm very excited to be with you all this morning and shoot any questions you have away in the chat.
Thanks. So panelists, we've got about 2,000 incoming graduate students this year, and you were in their shoes not long ago, especially Devontae, very not long ago. So I was thinking first, what if you told them about your favorite part about graduate school so far? Monica.
I would say that my favorite part is that when I was in undergrad, I felt like I had a lot of work to do, but I was focused on a lot of little things and I didn't really have a big picture. And my favorite thing about graduate school is that all of my classes and all of the papers that I read and everything that I do is all for one big purpose, and it's a project that I'm working on. So I feel a lot more passionate about what I'm doing, and I feel like every bit of work and every assignment that I have to do is just a lot more rewarding because it's all fitting into something that I feel is really important and I get to put my name on at the end of it.
Yeah, definitely. What else? Devontae?
I would say the discussions that we have in class, because I was thinking I was going to learn everything through like reading and like just different texts and things like that too. But having people that's like-minded like you, going into the same major and things like that, you can have those intellectual conversations and just like different conversations about different things with people from various backgrounds. So that's one of the things I enjoy the most because I feel like I learned the most through those conversations, especially through like discussion posts and things of that nature.
Yeah. Anybody else have a favorite thing about grad school? Okay, let's see. So we have a number of questions that have come in. Let's see. So we have a lot of questions about how much time should I expect to devote to my studies outside of class time, and how much more rigorous is graduate work compared to undergraduate work? So that's definitely a big topic. Who would like to maybe tackle some of that? Alex?
Yeah, so that's a fantastic question, really. It depends a lot on which program you're in. Obviously, some are going to be a little more heavy as in like lab work if you're in the sciences versus, reading outside of class if you're in the English department, for instance. But it is a lot more rigorous than undergrad work, period, regardless of what department you're going to be in. That doesn't necessarily mean the work is harder. It's just a lot more is expected of you, and a lot more of your time is going to be, nope, I can't, okay. A lot more time is going to be devoted to working outside of class work, and sometimes even while you're home. So it is definitely a lot more rigorous than undergraduate studies.
Yeah, it's like the stakes are higher at this point. Shreya, what did you want to add?
Oh, sorry. So I just wanted to add in what Alex was saying, that, yeah, even though the work is more rigorous, I guess it's more narrowed down to practical based courses, and something that you're not like reading generally about a course, but more about how to imply that work into probably maybe to your project or something like that would give you practical skills. So that is like more interesting, and it gives you a way to think more practically rather than just like, okay, I'm gonna read a bunch of textbooks and not remember any of them later on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I see a lot of head nods. Roche?
Yeah, some other thing that I wanted to mention in terms of time management, I wanted to tell you that it's not useful being on the lab or at your computer all the time whenever you're on campus. So when you need to rest, it's good to get up, walk a little, and have a little chat, a coffee with your lab mates, or get out. We have lots of great scenery outdoors. On the campus, we have lots of cute squirrels that you just look at them, and they're so cute, and sometimes they just make my day. And it doesn't like take a lot of time, maybe 5 minutes, and gets you refreshed. Don't count on it, like don't think that it will get lots of your time. So I found it really useful in terms of my time management whenever I'm on campus, because we have lots of nice sceneries and resources on campus. And it's so diverse in all of the campus. So wherever your office is, I'm sure that there are some beautiful lakes or beautiful scenery that you can just get out of your office and have some fresh air or chat with your lab mates. And I think this is really useful in terms of time management out as well.
Yeah, you should definitely you should not feel like you're wasting time if you go outside and take 10-minute break. That's
exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. Does anybody else have anything to say about, like, Dylan?
Yeah, I just had one thing I wanted to add, which is sort of similar to what other people have been saying, but something that I found with graduate school as different from undergrad is you have fewer assignments, but the assignments that you do have count for more. So even though you will be spending a lot of time outside of class doing work, usually it's only for maybe 1 or 2 projects in a class that are going to count for the majority of your grade. I think that's pretty consistent across disciplines.
Yeah. Monica?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that I think that because you're just starting out in graduate school and maybe you haven't done anything that's very similar to this before, I think it's a really good thing to keep in mind that if you learn more about yourself and when you work the best and when it's good for you to, for example, read versus write, or when you need to be doing lab work or something like that, the sooner you learn that about yourself, the better you can use your time in the future. So personally, I know that I can work either like 5 hours straight and then I'm done for the day, or I can do a couple hours here, take a break, a couple hours, take a break, and then I can work all day, you know, morning to night. So depending on what I need to get done and depending on how much time I have, it helps me to kind of plan it out. And then I get to say, I've done all this work, I'm not going to be efficient anymore, and I just go take a walk, or I sit outside on my porch, or just go anywhere. And I feel a lot better taking breaks because I know that I efficiently use my time. And that's something that you can learn about yourself. And the sooner you kind of reflect on that and figure it out, the easier it will be to actually take breaks and be more efficient in the future.
Yeah, good point. Yes. Shreya?
Yeah, just exactly echoing what Monica was saying, that grad school is not a race, and you don't have to like compare yourself with your peers or your colleagues or anybody else. It's more about your development, your professional as well as like mental development. So the grad school should be a journey that you're learning about yourself, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what are your interests, try to develop a hobby, take breaks as much as you want, and don't feel like guilty about it. Just like it's your journey in grad school, and that's what would make it more enriching, I would feel.
Yeah, that's actually a really excellent point. I really like that because, you know, with the competitive nature of graduate school, it's really easy to compare yourself to other people and really easy to forget that everybody has strengths and everybody has weaknesses. And, you know, that's what makes you you. So you're all here because you're all really smart. Okay, so sort of on the same topic, but what was the biggest challenge that you faced when you transitioned to graduate school? Devante?
So my biggest transition was actually writing. So I was a history major in undergrad, and we wrote in the Chicago style. So when I had to switch over into APA, that was my first time ever like using that format. So I had to learn the APA editions quickly. I had to get on to find books and things like that too, and I definitely had to study. And I also had to improve on my writing skills because the level of writing from undergrad to graduate level, it definitely changes. The expectations are different. Your professors are definitely wanting to make sure to pick your mind and figure out, what do you think? What do you think about this topic? How can you continue to develop this topic and things like that too, so there can be more coursework in the future. But like, they're really picking your mind and your brain. So it's like, you have to think on a different people level, and you have to work a little bit harder. So I just wanted to keep, for you all to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think, Roche, you had something to say, but I just wanted to plug our writing support super fast. Here in the CGL, we offer a number of things to help support writers. So you should, visit our calendar, check out the Grad Events Weekly, which is the e-blast you get on Mondays, and drop into one of our write-a-thons. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff planned this year. Roche, what did you want to say?
Yeah, one of my problems at first was the point that I want to mention here is about your relationship with your advisors. I think that you try to have an effective dialogue with your advisor. Don't be afraid to ask if you need help with something. At first, at my first year, I thought that I need to prove myself to my advisor. And I think that's absolutely fine, but this shouldn't prevent you from asking questions. Sometimes I thought maybe if I ask these questions, my advisor thought that I don't know much about the subject or doubt my knowledge. And it took me a year to understand that being a PhD student doesn't mean that you have to know everything about your research area or what you're doing. So don't be afraid to ask questions. And if sometimes not asking questions isn't efficient at all, because it makes you do something wrong and redo it all over again. And also, don't expect your advisors to know everything as well, because the speed of the research projects are increasing, and we shouldn't expect our advisors to be updated with all the details as well. So my bottom line here is that it's totally okay not to know some things, although we are not undergrads anymore, but it doesn't mean that we are not here to learn. We are here to learn, and don't doubt for yourself, or don't be afraid to say that I don't know this. Please explain. This was really hard for me at first, because I thought that maybe if I ask this, they will question my knowledge.
Shannon, and then Farida after Shannon.
I would say my biggest transition came from overcoming imposter syndrome. I really struggled my first semester of grad school with feeling like I didn't belong in the program, feeling like, similar to what Roche said, not asking enough questions because I was afraid that somebody was going to think I was stupid. But we all probably took some sort of, entrance exam, whether that be the GMAT or the GRE. You probably wrote a personal statement. You did the things necessary to get into graduate school, and you're here. So you have to continually tell yourself on a daily basis, even if you're just staring at yourself in the mirror saying like, I deserve to be here. You need to tell yourself that every single day and overcome that little voice inside your head that's saying, you're a phony, you don't belong here, and all that. So I would say that was my biggest transition.
Yeah, like everybody is nodding in agreement to that. Everybody feels like an imposter. Farida?
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off of what Roche was saying, and this is mostly for doctoral students, well, not just doctoral students, but also master's students, especially if you have to complete a thesis. When it comes to your advisor or your chair, you can sometimes feel like you don't really have a choice, or you don't really have a say in how that relationship goes. But you need to know that, yes, we are students, but we're also professionals, and the relationship does have to be mutually beneficial. I don't really think that, students being abused is really a problem at UNCC. I personally have not experienced that or heard of anybody who experienced that, but just know that your voice matters. So definitely get to know the other people in your program director, your fellow students, your student advocates, and if you do need to end a relationship with an advisor, just know that you have resources and people to help you learn how to do that. And it is possible. So don't feel like you're stuck with someone if the relationship is not working for you, or your working style and your advisor's working style don't necessarily match.
Mm-hmm. Good advice.
Definitely speak up.
Yeah. Monica?
Yeah, I think Farida raises a really good point, and I'd like to add to that I think it's easy to forget, because when you first start in graduate school, like basically everyone you encounter has a PhD, and everybody seems like they've done something that's like impossibly impressive, and you forget that the university, just like a job or anything like that, it's just a big company basically, and there's a lot of weird bureaucracies that are really confusing. And I graduated both my undergrad in 2009, and this is my first time going back to school. So I've been in the professional world for like 10 years. So I came to the school and I said, oh, this person isn't emailing me back. Well, I'll just bug them. I'll just call them up or go there. And I did what I did when I had a job. And it's probably very foreign to a lot of new graduate students, especially if you have not worked in the professional environment, that a bureaucracy is overwhelming and weird, and there's all these layers and all these departments, and that's going to be very overwhelming for you. So if something seems like it's not going the way that it should, or someone's not responding to you, or you're just like, why is this so difficult? All I want to do is learn, and like there's all these barriers in my way, then just come to any of us, or come to the CGL, or go to your advisor, because there's probably a little tip, and you just need to email that one guy and he'll help you, or just say this one word, and it'll get you there. So if you feel like there's something in your way and you don't know why, and it's driving you crazy, that should not be what you're spending your energy on. Come and talk to us, especially Aura and Jill in the CGL. They know all the departments, they know all the people, they can help you get around those things. So just don't let it get in your way, and don't let it stop you. Just ask for help. There's more people than your advisor. There's more people than, the people within your department. There's lots of people out there that can help.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. We get all kinds of questions here in the CGL, and we are super happy to answer them if we can, or to point you in the right direction if we don't know the answer. So yeah, definitely reach out to us. Yeah, let's see. Wait, I saw another question over here that I particularly liked that was kind of on a different topic altogether though. So somebody says, what is the best way for domestic students to connect with international students? Being from North Carolina, I'd love to connect more with the international community and make everyone feel welcome at their new home here in Charlotte. It's really nice. We have a ton of international students, and we also, obviously we have a lot of folks from North Carolina, a lot of folks from all over the US. So what do you guys say? Alex?
So one of the, going to be kind of difficult this year, or semester at least, while the virus is happening and everything. But in a typical year, there are so many different events going on, especially for graduate students, whether it's CGL, GPSG, the Graduate Professional Student Government. We also put on several events throughout the year where you can meet other students, whether they're also domestic students, international students. I have met so many different students just in the role that I've had, and even before I was in this role, just from attending those events. So definitely attend any events possible, even some of these virtual events. You might not be able to meet face-to-face, but you'll get a name, and eventually you will be able to meet face-to-face. So highly recommend do any events you can possibly attend.
Yeah, definitely attend the virtual events, because that's what we have now. Shreya?
Yes, exactly what Alex was saying, that attend all the events, check your emails. We get newsletters every time from CGL as well as the international office, and they have so many amazing events going on. So make sure to check your emails and make sure to check your calendars, what events are going on, attend those, and don't like be afraid to talk to people. Being international or domestic doesn't matter. We're all like graduate students, and we'll probably have something in common. So just go ahead and talk to people, be like friendly and try to strike a conversation. And that's how you like make friends. And don't like have an open mind if somebody says, oh, do you want to try this like new dish from my home country or this game or something like that. Just be open to that. And also like you can tell them about your culture and your traditions and just get involved. I think that's the most important.
Mm-hmm. Rosh, I think I saw, yep.
Yeah, something that I wanted to mention is the virtual coffee hours that we have at CGL. I think before it was once in a month, but we are working on having it once in a week because now we're all virtual. It was very helpful for me, not only in terms of chatting and we all bring our coffee cups and have an informal chat, and this is so like comforting and makes us not feel isolated, but also it helped me to network. Like sometimes I have some problems in one research area, or I need some advice from one course, and there is another friend there in the same department that they are suggesting me that I know this professor, if you take this course, it's better that way. So it's not just only about your personal life or just informal chatting. It will also help you through your studies and through your coursework as well. So just think of it as a networking experience also, because you all need to learn to network for your future career. And I think that was a great experience, especially for international students, because it makes us like talk to native speakers, and it was very helpful for me.
Yeah, speaking of networking, there's another question over here about what advice would you give on networking, especially during the pandemic? And since you guys have been doing this a bit, maybe you have some advice for the folks who are coming here from undergrad. Devante?
I would say any opportunity to engage in like virtual conversations or different events and things of that going on and things like that too, I would definitely engage in those. I would definitely just engage in that discussion. I would try to connect with other graduate students, follow the Center for Graduate Life page, and then we'll be planning different events and initiatives for you all to be able to connect as well throughout the year. So I just think like capitalizing on those opportunities and stepping out of your comfort zone, because the way that we connect now is going to be a little bit different, especially from the in-person format. So we definitely have to go out of our way. I know I've received emails from different students and things of that nature, asking questions and stuff like that too. So, you know, if you have a resource to kind of connect to, you can find somebody that you can connect to. You can find discussion boards with other graduate students. You'll see a graduate student out, stuff like that too. Just feel free to step out of your comfort zone, because that's how you're going to connect and meet people. And even for the in-person aspect, it's the same type of way, because I know at first I was like, how do I connect with other graduate students and stuff like that too, but I knew that I had to step out of my comfort zone and just, you know, speak, ask questions, and engage in that conversation with other people.
Monica?
Yeah, and I think Devante hit on something really important, which is that everyone has to step out of their comfort zone, but I think that there's sort of a silver lining to everything being virtual, which is that everybody is uncomfortable. Like, this is weird for us, all of us, and any networking is always kind of awkward because there's this sort of, you feel like there's some sort of power dynamic, like if it's somebody that's a professional and you're a student, or if it's another student but you really want to learn something about them, it can be actually a little bit easier over virtual connections, because now we're all on even footing. Like, everybody feels weird, nobody knows what to say, and that's completely okay and great, and everyone gets to like see everyone else's houses, which is weirdly personal. So I think it's actually something you can use to your benefit with other students. Like, there's a lot that we can talk about just from saying like, oh, Farida has flowers in the background and things like that. So there's all sorts of conversations that are easier with your peers over virtual conferences. And I think that for networking with people that you want to get to know on a professional scale, so like, for example, if you know that there's someone at the university that wrote a paper or did a bunch of research that you want to get involved in, normally that's a really hard meeting to set up. And now you can basically just shoot them an email and say, do you have 10 minutes this Friday? I just read 2 of your papers and I have very specific questions. And once they see that you've done the work, they will make time for you and say, wow, that's really impressive. And they'll remember you. So you can make those connections. I like following up on LinkedIn, which I know doesn't sound very interesting, but it's a great way for people to immediately know that you like remember who they are, you found them, you put in the effort, you thought about it later. Like there's all sorts of connections that we can make right now that you can keep going for years, and people you can connect with at conferences and all over the place. And yeah, it's weird, but like use the weirdness to your advantage.
It's actually pretty good for some of us who are really terrible introverts. It's actually kind of working out pretty well. And by the way, LinkedIn is a huge thing when you're in graduate school. I don't know so much about undergrad, but the CGL has a LinkedIn page. That's another way you can connect with us. Okay, I think I saw Dylan and Shannon. So Dylan, how about you go first?
Just to add on to what Devontae and Monica were both saying, I think right now taking advantage of the virtual component of things, specifically with like conferencing. I know a lot of times as an academic, you want to go to a conference and maybe it's far away, you need to apply for funding and you need to get in and all these things. But now all this has gotten a lot closer, so you could attend a faraway conference online. You wouldn't have to worry about getting the travel funding, and then that's further opportunity to meet people and create new connections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. It's usually not so easy to get travel funding. So yeah. Shannon?
Honestly, Monica and Dylan basically took the words right out of my mouth. But just to echo it, we're in a very unique position right now with everything going on. So definitely take advantage as much as possible. You can network from, you know, the comfort of your couch, in pajama pants, you know, business on top. But I would definitely say use this time to your advantage, especially as people are starting to realize that, you know, 8-hour work days are not really doable for people. And we've really are mastering how much, you know, time batching and how effective fitting in small pockets of your day is possible. So like Monica said, what used to take an hour at an event with drinks and happy, you know, cocktails and stuff like that could really just take 10 to 15 minutes of you being able to ask a specific question about something that you were really wanting to learn about.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was also a question over here about how can distance graduate students connect with others? And I guess sort of all the things that you guys are saying kind of applies, like we're all distance students now. So, well, for the most part. So just continue to take advantage of the virtual opportunities. I mean, we're all getting a little tired, I guess, of Zoom meetings and stuff, but we just need to plug on and keep up with it. Roche?
Yeah, to add to your point, Aura, I also wanted to mention that our emails are in the CGL website. So if anyone wanted to contact us personally, maybe they feel like it's easier for them that way. So feel free to email us if you think that our expertise would help you the best. So we will be happy to be in contact with you personally as well.
Yeah, good point. I think if you haven't noticed yet, there are a lot of resources that have been dropped into the chat feature. So all these websites and things that we're mentioning, all that stuff should be in there. Let's see. Oh gosh, we only have a couple minutes left. I just wanted to address one thing. Somebody asked, when should I have an idea of what my final project should be? And if I don't yet have an idea formed, who can I contact to guide me? What do you guys think about that? Alex?
Yeah, so I'm in my 4th year right now, and I pretty much just figured it out. So it's perfectly fine to take a while. A lot of people have it after 2 years. A lot of people have it after 2.5, 3 years. Some people it takes longer, and that's okay. I'm still on track to graduate on time, so it's not a problem if it takes you a little longer than most people. So it's totally fine. Nothing to worry about if you can't figure it out, you know, in 2 years. It's not that big of a deal.
Conversely, though, you should ideally come to graduate school with an idea of what you want to write your dissertation about or your thesis. You definitely want to get on that as soon as possible, right? Like your papers that you're writing every semester during coursework, ideally, those should be feeding into your thesis or your dissertation somehow. I did not know what I was going to write my dissertation on. It took me 8 years to finish school, so don't be me. Let me see. You guys, Shreya, you had your hand up. Do you want to answer real quick?
Yeah, I just wanted to answer real quick that it kind of depends on your advisor as well. And it's important for you to be assertive because your advisor would be here forever. So, but it's up to you to finish your thesis in time and make sure that you hit all the milestones. So make sure that you're in conversation with your advisor, and the sooner that you get to know their working style, the better. And in case that the working style between you and your advisor is not working, it's okay to change your advisor. So you should not feel like a failure or be like, oh, I'm stuck with the advisor forever. So be more assertive in graduate school and make sure that you're like on like hitting all the milestones. And if not, then you need to like do something about it. That would be like my 2 cents.
Right. Farida?
So to piggyback off of what everyone said, so the journey is different for everyone. So don't feel pressured if you don't know now. What I will say does help though is volunteer for stuff, you know, look through your department's faculty, check out their research, take their classes, talk to them. And please, 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 before you choose your advisor, because you have to make sure that you're going to be able to work well with the person. So before you pick your advisor or your chair for your thesis or your dissertation, try to take a class with them if it's possible, or try to work on a project with them just to see, you know, if you guys are a good match before you make that decision. But that's definitely something that's helped me. Volunteer for stuff, expose yourself to as much research within the range of what you're interested in, of course. And that should really help you to narrow things down, figure out what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you like to do and what you don't like to do.
Yeah,
so that's my 2 cents.
Exactly. Well, you guys, I think our time is up. Thank you so much for coming and answering questions, and thank you to all of the registrants for attending and asking questions. If your questions didn't get answered, we're going to be following up with an email in a day or two to everybody who registered. And like we've said, you can reach out to us. You can email gradlifecenter@uncc.edu. You can go on gradlife.uncc.edu and get the GLF's email addresses. If you want to email them, email me, find us on social, and have a really fantastic year. Thank you.